This I Believe by Lydia E. Lancella. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine that you are holding the sweetest, biggest, most perfumatic bouquet of red roses. Take another deep breath. Pay attention to the scent of the roses. Hold on to that scent. Now open your eyes. I believe that there is life after death, and this I believe. I have been given a very precious gift. For the first 6 years of my life, my family and I were members of a fundamental Christian church. When my family had a falling out with the church, we were summarily condemned to eternal damnation. After this experience, my sister and father became agnostic, whereas my mother and I retained our religious beliefs. Although we stopped attending church, I found that this experience inspired me to find a deeper connection with God. As a young child, I would spend long hours playing outside, looking up into heaven and speaking to God. I continued this habit well into my adolescence. When I was 15, I met my husband, and it was through him and his family that I started my Catholic faith journey. When I was 20 years old, I was baptized, confirmed, and received my first communion. During this ceremony, I received the Holy Spirit, after which a sense of euphoria enveloped me. I knew that I had indeed received a very special gift from the Holy Spirit. However, this gift did not manifest itself right away. It was not until later in my faith journey that I learned that some Catholics can smell an overpowering scent when a saint or spirit is present. This is known as the odor of sanctity, or rose miracles. And in fact, a few years after becoming Catholic, I experienced a rose miracle. I was attending a special Mass to celebrate the Virgin Mary. The rosary was being led by a seer of the Virgin Mary. It just so happened that this was the first time I prayed a full rosary. At the end of the prayer, I smelled roses for the first time. Confused, I opened my eyes and asked my friend, who was praying next to me, if she had smelled it, but she had not. I closed my eyes again and took a deep breath, not wanting the smell to go away. It was the sweetest perfume I had ever smelled. There was an otherworldly power in this smell. It is nothing akin to a bouquet of roses or a store-bought perfume. It is so much more pungent and sweet than that. A few moments later, the perfume subsided, and the seer disclosed that she had seen a vision of the Virgin Mary. Prior to becoming Catholic, I never experienced this, nor did I believe that things like this could even happen. But for me, this would not be the last time I would experience these types of miracles. At the hour of my grandmother's passing, I was at a friend's house, and I suddenly smelled a soap that only my grandmother used. An hour later, my father called to let me know that she had passed at the exact time that I had smelled the soap. This was a difficult grieving period for me. When she passed, there was suddenly a huge void in my life. During this time, I would speak to God often, like I did when I was a child. I would go outside and take a walk, look up to heaven, and pray. About a month after her passing, I was on such a walk, and was suddenly taken aback by an overpowering smell of roses. I frantically looked around, expecting to see rose bushes in sight, but there were none. And it was the middle of October, when most rose bushes had already shed their blossoms. I took a few deep breaths. I did the sign of the cross and prayed to God, thanking Him for letting me know that my grandmother was with me. These clairvoyant experiences continued more often after my grandfather's passing 2 years later. And last year, I was sent another sign. The day before, my husband and son were involved in a near-fatal car accident. I smelled roses. I know that they had guardian angels watching over them that day. Now, I smell roses often, and when it happens, I stop. I pray, and I take time to appreciate the everyday miracles in your life.